Hey everybody, it's me, Gregory Mannarino, back again for my post-market wrap-up on this lovely day. No doubt about it. Lovely for a lot of reasons, and I think you're going to like some of this. Wednesday, August 22nd, 2018. Well, let's start off with this. Despite political, whatever you want to call it, I would say pretty much the market shrugged it off, as could be expected in this fake environment. I mean, really, it's just too much. The Dow Jones Industrial Average did finish in the negative. The S&P 500 finished at the flat line. The NASDAQ finished positive. So, whatever, nothing. Okay. I think people were expecting something big to happen last night. It's kind of funny. I was looking at the futures last night when, we got the announcements on whatever happened over there in the political garbage arena. And I'm looking at the futures. They're down triple digits, and I was like, no, this is just not going to fly. And as you can see, it was a nothing day. However, they did manage a couple of miracles here, and I think we know what they are. Keeping that 10-year yield in that sweet spot, suppressing the dollar, and despite the dollar, falling today, silver finished in the negative, gold put on a fractional gain, but there was a nice rally in crude oil, finished up over 3%. Remember, these are all priced in dollars. Make sure you keep that crude oil propped up. I've covered why this mechanism is so important, especially to the financial sector, the energy sector, whatever they got to do, keep oil propped up. Now let's talk about more propping up here. This is just ridiculous. I don't know whether to laugh on this side of the floor or, curl up on this side of the floor, as you all know, and start in the fetal position, rooting and grasping, but it's just too funny. So we heard from the Fed today, the Fed minutes from the last meeting, and it's the same narrative. Our economy is strong. Not only is our economy strong, but they're actually going to raise guidance moving forward. Meanwhile, they completely back off on how they're going to play this regard to raising rates moving forward. This is the general takeaway from the Fed minutes. One more hike this year. Remember, we were supposed to get 4 hikes. They're always moving goalposts. It's ridiculous. And after the hike this year, which is expected next month, that's it. Now, let's put another perspective on this. So, this is as good as it gets, our economy. We've heard this repeatedly. Okay. We're hearing from the Federal Reserve that our economy is strong, that they're even going to raise guidance. So tell me, and this is where I want to hear from you, because again, you all know this. I'm not too bright. I have a hard time putting these things together. So tell me this. If things are what they are, if our economy is as good as it gets, if the Fed is saying our economy is strong and they're going to raise guidance, why the hell can't they normalize rates? Why do they have to raise one more time this year? We're talking about a 25 basis point hike to the federal funds rate, and then they're going to pause. Does that make any sense to you at all? Unless there is something else going on here that we're, not supposed to know about? Yeah, it doesn't make any sense to me either. I mean, they don't want us to. It's unbelievable. It really is. Did you watch CNBC today? They had, I don't know how many. Well, I'm not even going to be nice. Imbeciles that they paraded out, talking about how consumer sentiment, this is the word, is very, very strong. The last consumer sentiment reading that we got was the lowest since last September. So what are they trying to do? They're trying to double fist feed you. They think you're going to forget. They think you are dumb. In fact, they believe that to such a degree that you should really call them and say, listen, I'm just not that dumb. But they believe you are. They think you are. I know you're not. But this is how it works. It's unbelievable. It really is. The misinformation, the media blackouts that we're in right now. I mean, this is absolutely managed. The narrative look here, don't look here. They can't tell the truth. They cannot do it. It's impossible. And this goes from the top down. It seriously is just off the Richter scale. You know how I love to say that, but it's the truth. So again, the Federal Reserve is a laughing stock of truly epic proportions, and we know for a fact that they cannot stop. They have to, as a matter of fact, because now it's out of the bag, it's official. Our debt to GDP ratio is now exceeding 100%. I haven't heard anybody in the administration address this issue. Have you? I bet you won't hear that. No. You'll just hear how this is as good as it gets. Okay. Well, again, so the Fed is backtracking here. They're moving goalposts. They're telling us straight out that they simply cannot normalize rates, despite the fact that the economy is strong and they're going to raise their forecast moving forward. They really think that you and I are like morons. Look, here's the situation. It's pretty clear. Most people are so dumbed down that I believe that when they get out of bed, they don't even recognize themselves in a mirror. It's the truth. But it's getting to a point of absolute ridiculousness. I mean, we've been here for the longest time. But for them to come out and say this, say that everything is just great, but we can't normalize rates. We can't do it. That's what they're saying. And this probably plays into, a little bit of pressure from the White House, President Trump, making it as clear can be that he wants the Fed out of the way. Keep pumping the markets full of easy money. Keep suppressing interest rates so cash will flow into the stock market. That's all he's concerned about. Nothing else matters. It's all about inflating the stock market. And I personally don't like it. I want a real market. I'm sure you do too. Anyway, with that said, I would really love to hear from you. What do you think about this? What's your perspective on our great economy? The fact that the Fed is backing it up, what our president is saying, but meanwhile, they can't freaking normalize rates. They can't do it. And they're admitting they can't do it because they're going to pause now. They're talking about one more hike this year and then a pause. Well, great. See you in the morning, everybody.